The best guidelines to use for homeschooling your child. As you take the first steps in schooling your offspring at home, it is hard to anticipate what will be the exact outcome. Individuals may commence with one method, but then discover that a different way is required. Because parents have multiple homeschooling methods to choose from, it's great to acquire a good deal of information about each method. However, you also have to be ready to improvise and apply these techniques in a way that's customized to the needs of your family. Many people think that literature is the basis from which a good education will be obtained. The Charlotte Mason educational system, for example, focuses on what are called living books, which are books written by someone who is very passionate about the subject. This has added a whole new dimension to the learning process. This can be a tantalizing way to capture the interest of young people and will give them the desire to keep reading. There are a lot of other fine home education curriculums centered on literature if this seems more like what you had in mind. Homeschooling gives you the chance to provide your kids with a more well-rounded education in some ways than a traditional school can. Given this concept, you will be able to give your kids the capability of seeing and feeling people and places in person. Where you live and what type of life you are living has a lot to do with what you are able to offer your child when it comes to life lessons. Just make sure you take the time to teach them things that can only be experienced in person. This can give them a more balanced type of education. A technique that is interesting in the homeschooling realm is referred to as unschooling. An extremely disorderly method, this method is where children figure out what it is that she or he desires to learn at any moment. The profit of the above method is that the child is allowed to uncover what they are indeed excited by, and this could offer them a chance to surpass the subjects they obviously show talent in. A case in point would be if a student abhors math, they might make a decision to ignore that subject, and this might obstruct them further down the line, like when they apply to an institution for higher learning. The disadvantage is that it may leave gaps in your child's education. You can, of course, decide to incorporate some elements of the unschooling approach while also insisting that your children actually make time for all essential subjects at some point. Educating from home allows you the chance to create your individual method of instilling knowledge, however you must realize how your children are acting towards this style. It doesn't happen very often that parents can simply find the system that is pure perfection and it work precisely how they had envisioned. You will most likely realize that in most cases, you will have to augment things as you discover what does and doesn't work.